Ready for a deep dive. We're tackling the Four Agreements.
Oh, excellent choice.
It's supposed to be this, like, incredible guide to personal freedom.
It is, and it's rooted in, this ancient Toltec wisdom.
Yeah, exactly. Which always fascinates me, and I've heard Ruiz uses some really,
Vivid imagery.
yes, vivid imagery storytelling.
Which really brings it to life.
Exactly.
Yeah, he takes these, timeless ideas, makes them so relevant.
Okay, so right off the bat, he dives into this whole concept of domestication. All right, break that down for me.
So it's like, how much of what we believe is really us, versus what we've been basically trained to think by society, by our upbringing, all that.
It's a bit unsettling when you really think about it.
He compares it to, get this, training a child like a pet.
Whoa!
We reward certain behaviors, punish others,
Right.
creates this system where we're chasing those good boy points.
Totally.
And we end up conforming to this dream of the planet. It's like the pre-programmed way we're taught to see the world.
So we mistake that lens for, actual reality?
Precisely.
Wow.
And that, my friend, brings us to
Smoky
mirror.
Okay, I'm intrigued, Smoky mirror.
Imagine, right? Your perception is this mirror.
Okay.
But it's clouded, by smoke.
Smoke
And
representing...
all those interpretations, biases, beliefs we've internalized.
So we're not really seeing clearly.
Not seeing the world as it is, no, but how we've been conditioned to see it.
Wow, I already feel like I'm seeing things differently.
It's a powerful image.
It is.
And of course, all that smoke creates some inner turmoil, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's the mitote, the constant chatter of all those conflicting thoughts and beliefs we have.
The mitote. Okay, it's like...
It's a mess in there sometimes.
It is. It's like that feeling of being pulled in every direction.
Exactly. Like a crowded marketplace. Everyone's talking. No one's listening.
It's exhausting just thinking about it.
It can be.
So this is where the Four Agreements come in.
They're the key, the roadmap.
Okay, so they help us, clear the smoke, quiet the mitote?
Exactly. Reclaim your mind, your power.
All right, I'm ready. What's the first one?
Be impeccable with your word.
Impeccable. So we're not just talking about remembering to say thank you here, right?
Much deeper than that. Think about the power words have.
To create, destroy.
Yeah. Exactly. Ruiz uses the example of,
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Hitler.
Whose words had such a devastating impact.
See,
Yeah.
even something like just casual gossip.
Oh, tell me about it.
He compares it to a computer virus.
Okay, I see it.
You spread a little negativity, harms the whole system.
It's insidious.
It is.
Yeah.
And we don't always realize the impact, till it's too late.
Right, like that story Ruiz tells about the mother and the daughter with the singing voice.
Powerful, right?
It is. Just shows how much weight our words carry.
Every word, intention, it all matters.
Wow. Okay. What's next?
Agreement number 2.
Yeah.
Don't take anything personally.
Oh, that one's tough.
It is, but so freeing once you,
Once you get it, yeah.
Because everyone's living in their own movie.
Oh, I like that.
Their actions, their words. It's more about them.
Than us.
Exactly.
It's like they're walking around with that sign on their back.
Kick me.
Yes. Kick me. And we're just playing into their own
stuff.
Yes.
Exactly. So this agreement, it's about breaking free from that.
Not letting their baggage become ours.
Exactly. Trust yourself, your truth.
Okay, I'm trying.
That's a process, for sure.
That's what this whole deep dive is about, right?
It can go. Learning, growing.
Okay, so what's the third agreement?
Don't make assumptions.
Ooh, that one gets me every time.
We all do it.
Especially, I think, in relationships.
Oh, the assumptions we make.
It's like we think we can read each other's minds.
And then, bam, disappointment.
Exactly.
We set ourselves up, don't we?
Yeah, and then we blame them when it blows up.
Exactly. It's like Ruiz says,
Hit me with it.
Your love will not change anybody.
Ooh. Okay, that's a tough one.
It's a hard truth, but it's about...
Acceptance.
There you go. Accepting them for who they are, flaws and all.
Which is really what true love is, right?
100%.
Speaking of love, I think that takes us to the final agreement.
Ah, yes. And it's all about self-compassion, this one.
Bring it on.
Always do your best.
I love this one. It's so easy to be hard on ourselves.
Isn't it? We have this idea of best being this, static thing.
Right, it's always this,
peak performance every single day.
Yes. But our energy fluctuates. We have good days, bad days.
Exactly. And Ruiz even talks about this in the context of work, right?
Oh, tell me about it.
How many people are just, dreading work till payday?
Oh, so many. It's like they're living for the reward, not the...
The process, the journey.
Yes. And it shouldn't feel like a chore,
That's where doing your best comes in.
So it's about finding joy in the journey.
Exactly. And silencing that inner critic.
Oh, that voice.
Always there, ready to pounce on every mistake.
Ugh, I know it well.
But when you strive to do your best, whatever that looks like on that day...
You give yourself permission to...
To be human, to not be perfect.
There's that self-compassion again.
It all ties together, doesn't it?
It does. So I got to ask, with all this talk of doing your best...
Sure.
What about that story Ruiz tells about the Buddhist master and the guy who wants to know?
Oh, I love that story. How long to reach enlightenment?
Yes. And master says something like, why spend 4 hours meditating if you can bring the same intensity to 2?
Exactly. It's not about quantity, it's that.
Quality of attention, quality of effort.
And that's where the real transformation happens.
It's like, we don't have to make ourselves miserable to grow, right?
No way. Ruiz is all about finding joy, even in the midst of challenges.
Which, let's be real, life throws plenty of those our way.
That's for sure, but it's how we choose to respond,
So responding from a place of, what? Love instead of fear.
Exactly. And that's a choice we make in every single moment.
He talks about this idea of, like, the dream of the planet versus our own personal dream.
Oh, yeah. It's a powerful distinction, isn't it?
It is. So we're talking about breaking free from that kind of societal conditioning.
And stepping into, like, a whole new way of being.
Creating our own heaven on earth, as he calls it.
Exactly. And it starts with becoming aware of the agreements that are already running our lives.
Oh, the ones we've picked up along the way? Often without even realizing it.
Precisely. That's what he calls the mastery of awareness.
So it's about shining a light on those unconscious patterns.
Exactly. And once you see them, then you can start to, like...
To challenge them, to choose something different.
Exactly. That's the mastery of transformation.
Okay, so we're getting somewhere.
We are. We're transforming those old agreements into something...
More empowering, more aligned with who we truly are.
Yes. It's like learning a new language, he says.
Practice, practice, practice.
And the more you practice... the more fluent you become.
The more that new way of being becomes like second nature.
Exactly. And then there's the final mastery.
Okay, already, hit me.
The mastery of intent.
Ooh, that sounds intense.
It's powerful. It's about aligning your actions with your...
With your deepest values.
Right.
Your purpose.
Exactly. Moving from that place of fear and obligation to...
To love, to authenticity, to joy.
There it is. It's about stepping into your full potential.
And creating a life that reflects that.
And that, my friend, brings us full circle back to that idea of...
The dream of the planet versus our own personal dream.
Right. And this is where Ruiz gets really interesting because he talks about...
Tell me more.
This idea of the initiation of the dead.
Initiation of the dead. Okay, that sounds a little intense. What exactly are we talking about here?
So imagine, like, you're going through the symbolic death.
Okay.
Letting go of that old self.
The one stuck in the dream of the planet.
Exactly. All those old patterns, limiting beliefs that no longer serve you.
So like a reset button for our whole system.
You got it. Embracing the fact that life has changed. Every moment's a new beginning.
To choose who we want to be.
Exactly.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? How do we go through this initiation?
Well, Ruiz says, live each day as if it were your last.
Oh boy, here we go.
No, not in a morbid way, but from a place of, like, deep appreciation for the present moment.
Oh, I see. So not dwelling on death, but actually truly living.
Exactly. When you embrace that perspective, it frees you from
the fear, the regrets, all that baggage?
All of it. And then it's like, he says, a resurrection.
Whoa.
A rebirth into a life of, like, true purpose and joy.
That's a powerful image. But it's still a lot to process, you know? Like, is there something we can hold on to during this death and rebirth?
Absolutely. That's where Ruiz introduces what he calls the new dream.
Okay. Tell me more about this new dream.
Imagine a life where you're free from the dream of the planet, right?
Okay.
No longer driven by fear or needing validation from outside yourself.
So it's about creating a life that's actually authentic to us.
Exactly. Your own personal heaven on earth, as he calls it.
I like the sound of that.
And the amazing thing is, it's not some far-off thing. Ruiz says this state of peace, joy, it's available now.
It's about shifting our perspective.
100%.
Yeah.
He uses this beautiful image.
I love his imagery.
He wants you to imagine love just radiating from everything.
Okay.
From nature, people, even like difficult people.
It's about seeing that connection, right? Beneath all the differences.
Exactly. We're all connected by this like underlying current of love.
It reminds me of, like, those universal longings you see in all these different cultures and spiritual traditions for, like, the promised land or nirvana or heaven.
It's that same yearning, right?
Exactly. For inner peace, for fulfillment.
And Ruiz is saying it's not limited to any one religion or belief system.
It's a human potential.
Exactly. We can all tap into it.
So how do we do that? How do we cultivate this new dream in our own lives?
He says it starts with a choice.
Okay.
In every moment, we choose. Love over fear, acceptance over judgment, curiosity over assumption.
It's those little everyday choices that add up.
Precisely. And he gives us tools, right?
The 4 agreements.
Exactly. They're like guiding principles for navigating life with more awareness.
More integrity, more compassion for ourselves and others.
Couldn't say it better myself.
So we're talking about like a gradual shift.
Towards a more authentic way of being.
Love that. Now, before we wrap up, I wanted to ask about those prayers at the end of the book.
Yes. They're beautiful, aren't they?
They are, but they're not like traditional prayers, are they?
No, not really. More like meditations, invitations to connect with your own heart.
What I loved about them is they felt very...
grounding?
Yes. Grounding and empowering at the same time.
They remind us that we're not alone on this journey.
That we have support.
Always. We just have to tap into it.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the 4 agreements, what's resonating with you? What stands out as something you might want to explore further in your own life?
The Toltec path is all about continuous learning and growth. Maybe this deep dive sparked a brand new awareness, or maybe it just reminded you of something you already knew deep down. Whatever it is, hold on to that spark. If the dream of the planet is built on agreements we've unconsciously inherited, what would it mean for you to consciously create your own? It's something to reflect on as you move forward.